Okay, welcome everybody. Go ahead and come onto your mat and let's start kneeling with a nice tall spine. For anybody who is joining us, good morning. My name is Jess. This is going to be 45 minutes of power flow. So we are going to get moving, break a sweat. And in that, we've had requests. We're going to work on our hips, hamstrings, and lower back a little bit extra. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall. If this kneeling and sitting down onto your heels is too much right off the bat, you can put a pillow or something across your calves and sit back so you have a slightly more open angle in the knees. Or ultimately, if it just doesn't work for you to kneel, you can sit on your bottom or find another way. Sit up nice and tall, however you find yourself sitting. Eyes can close, hands can fall heavy. Let's take the shoulders, shrug them up to the ears, and roll them down your back. Feel a nice broad open chest here. And we'll take some breaths all the way in through your nose and out your nose. Using this breath to pump up and bring in oxygen. It's an active breath. 3 more, all the way in and deep down to the bottom of the lungs. All the way out. In and out. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. Good, on your next inhale, eyes can open, arms stretch up. I'm gonna turn just so you get a better view of me here. Reach up tall, and then exhale, stretch it out over to the side. Get that nice long side body stretch. Right away, come back up, inhale and reach. Exhale, stretch the other way. Inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, take a twist. One hand back, one hand forward, look back over your shoulder. Inhale, rise through center, reach up. Exhale, twist it out the other way. Inhale, center, rise tall. Exhale, fingers drop back behind you. Lean back, puff up your chest. Maybe even let the head fall back. Inhale, rising. And then exhale, forward fold, and you'll end up right down into a child's pose if you were kneeling. In this child's pose, stretch your hands out long in front of you. Press down into your palms, really activate the arms and the shoulders. And then as you're ready, rise up, find your first down dog. Go ahead and pedal around a little bit. Let your body arrive in this first down dog shape of the day. Let's take your feet wide to the edges of your mat. And if your heels weren't touching the ground already, walk them forward just enough that they do touch the ground. Then take your right hand under your body, grab your left shin or ankle, something over there that's going to help you to pull yourself in a twist. And as you do this, keep your heels pressing down into the mat. Long stretching lines all over the place. Good, go ahead and unwind that and then go for the other side. So take your left hand under your body, grab your right shin or ankle, peek underneath that right armpit. Can you see the sky or the ceiling? Unwind it, hands come back. Step your feet together for down dog. They're about hips width apart. On an inhale, come forward to your high plank. Get really strong here, push the ground away. Belly button to spine, stack it up nice and strong. And putting the focus on strengthening for the low back. Make sure your tailbone is pointing towards the back of the room. Avoid kind of dropping into it here by pulling up into your abs. Let's build a little bit of fire here. Take right knee, touch right elbow, step it back. Left knee touches left elbow, step it back. Do it 3 more times on each side. Right knee, left knee, whew. Right knee, still breathing, right? Left knee, right knee, last one, left knee. Good, and then press up and back, down dog. Whew, feeling some shoulders, some core, some hips. Breathe. Walk your hands back to your feet at the back of the mat. Bend your knees a lot, hang over into a ragdoll pose. Keeping the knees bent will give a nice lengthening stretch into the low back. Head is heavy, so there's no tension in the neck. Wiggle it out a little bit. And then let's take the right hand, grab your left ankle. Left hand opens up towards the ceiling for a twist. As you twist, bend a little bit into the right knee and play around with kind of sticking your butt out. Feel a nice stretch through the low back, down into the hips. Good, release down through the center and then switch sides. So left hand is on the right ankle, right hand is reaching for the sky. Perhaps you even look all the way up there to that top thumb. Allow the left knee to bend here, the right leg is straight, and that's really gonna pull a nice stretch down through the right hip. Good, come back to center. Walk the hands forward, find your down dog shape again. Huge breath in, huge breath out. Look forward, tiptoe your feet to your hands at the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there, flatten out your back. Exhale, fold forward and soften. Rise all the way up to standing, reach for the sky. And exhale your hands to your heart. Take a nice big breath in. Big breath out. On your inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold right down the middle. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out. And then as you exhale, press your palms to the mat, step your right foot all the way back, lower your right knee. Inhale, lift your chest up, reach for the sky. Good, now we're gonna change our shape here. Pull your hips back so the hips are stacked over the knee in the back. It's like you're kneeling, you're not really stretching anything right now. Keep the rib cage stacked right over the top of the hips. To do that, engage through your abs and your core. Keep the low back long and strong. Then reach the arms up. From here, start to tip forward, which might not be very much if you're really engaging the abs and holding those rib cage in place, those ribs in place. Take another breath here. On an exhale, bring both hands down inside of the left foot. So we're in a lizard lunge now. Go ahead and wiggle around, rock side to side, forward and back. Just letting the hips get happy here. And then press your palms into the mat. Tuck the back toes and lift up that back knee. Push the ground away. Try to keep your left knee attached to your left shoulder. Pick up your foot. There's a lot of strength right there. One more breath. And then down dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Right foot reaches up and back, nice and strong. And then step that right foot in between your hands at the front of the mat. Lower that back knee, lift yourself up. Change that shape by pulling your hips back. Stack ribs over hips, over knee in the back. Hold that straight line as you start to sink forward into the hips. Woo, and if your hip flexors are tight and you're really pulling the ribs back, you're gonna feel this. I'm feeling it. One more big breath here. As you exhale, hands go down inside of the right foot. There's our lizard lunge on this side. Rock back and forth. Heavy into the hips. And then push the ground away. Tuck the back toes, lift up that back knee. Hold your right knee against your right tricep, nice and strong. Breathe. And down dog. Whew. All right, huge breath here. In and out. Let me take a look at you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Tiptoe with straight legs all the way to the top of the mat, so you're folding in half up there. Good. When you get there, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, fold in half. Rise up on your inhale, reach to the sky. And exhale your hands to your heart. Take one breath here, like hitting your reset button. And let's go again. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, fold down the middle. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down. This time, left foot steps all the way back. Keep the left knee lifted as you rise to your high lunge. Same alignment we worked before. Ribs over hips, keep it stacked. You may need to bend that back knee a little bit to really get into the front left hip flexor. Keeping your stacked torso, breathe into your legs. From here, bring your hands to your hips, lower your back knee down and straighten the front leg for a half split. So the right leg is out front straight, arms reach up, and then forward fold over that right leg. Keep that front foot flexed, toes are pointed up towards the sky. Draw the right hip back, it's subtle, but you'll feel it stretched into the hamstrings. And then I always like to add this little bit of twist, a little wave of the foot side to side. That helps find some places in there that were a little tight without even realizing it. Good, come to stillness, take one more big breath in this half split stretch. Rebend your front knee. Let's bring both hands to the inside again. We're here in lizard lunge, same place we've been. This time, keep your left hand down, right hand up to the sky for a twist. Look up to your top thumb if you can. Breathe. Good. So because we're thinking about stretching the hamstrings a lot, we can't forget to also stretch the quads, the front of the thigh. So take this top hand, reach it back behind you. See if you can bend your left leg and grab a hold of that left foot. Ooh, for tons of stretch into the quads. We want to keep the whole body in balance, right? We don't want to just stretch the back side without stretching the front side as well. 2 more breaths here. Pull that heel in toward your bottom. Awesome. Bring both hands back down to the mat. Tuck your back toes, push the ground away, power up your core, hold your knee to your right tricep. Breathe, and down dog. Take 2 huge breaths here. And then your left foot reaches up and back behind you. As you exhale, step the foot in between your hands. Rise up to that high lunge once again. Stack the torso. Feel the right hip flexor. Breathe. Bring your hands to your hips. Lower the right knee to the mat. Straighten the left foot. We're setting up our half splits on the left side. Reach up tall and fold over the left leg. Once again, the left toes are flexed strong, so we feel a big stretch on the back of the leg. And you can wave the foot side to side. Come back to stillness right in the middle. 1 more breath, maybe dig in just a bit deeper. And then rebend that front knee, bring both hands inside of the left foot. Here we are, lizard lunge once again. We're gonna keep the right hand on the mat, left hand opens up to twist. Breathe here, finding length. Every inhale, there's a little space to be found. Every exhale, there's a little softening somewhere. And then take this top hand, reach it back behind you. Bend that back leg, grab a hold. It's your right foot. Sink into the stretch for your quad on the right leg. Nice and easy, let go of that back foot. Bring both hands down to the front of the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift up your knee. Hold left knee to left shoulder, pick up the foot. Breathe so strong. Down dog when you're ready. Take a huge breath in. Huge breath out, stick your butt out. Look forward, tiptoe with straight legs, folding in half. Find your way to the top of the mat. When you're there, hang over your straight legs. Let's take the feet to at least hips width apart. Grab your big toes with your first 2 fingers. Holding onto those toes, look forward, try to straighten your back. And then on an exhale, fold in half. Elbows go out side to side, east and west. You're using the strength of your arms to pull yourself into that great big forward fold stretch. And you're breathing. Three more breaths here. You guys look great. I like seeing everybody forward folds nice and deep. Then go ahead and release your toes, tuck your chin to your chest, bend your knees, and round up nice and slow. Pay attention. How does that feel in your low back? Could you support it with your abs a little bit more as you rise? Reach the arms out and up, and exhale, hands to heart. Nice big breath in, big, huge breath out. Good, and then inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold right down the middle. Halfway lift, long, flat back. And then hands go down this time, both feet step back, high plank. Hold the strong high plank. Feel how your abs are supporting that low back. We're gonna do what we did before. Bring your right knee to your right elbow or tricep and send it back. Left side, bring it forward and send it back. Here we go, right side forward and back. You could do this by lowering the other knee to the ground too, taking about half the workload out of it as a nice modification. Okay, we got one more on each side. How we doing? Nice and strong, keep breathing. Feel that core, feel those hips. Whew. And then press up and back, down dog. Good. 3 breaths in down dog, or drop the knees for a child's pose. Take care of yourself here. And then we'll meet in our down dog. Take your right leg, reach it up and back behind you. Really feel that length. This time we're gonna bend the right knee and let the hip open. Try to stack hip over hip, but keep both of your shoulders pointing at the ground. Breathe here. And then take the right foot, step it all the way to the top of the mat. Lizard lunge once again. So the right foot is outside of the right hand. The back knee can lower if you'd like. And you can drop down to forearms. We've been working into this flexibility. Let's see how it feels. All right, then come back up onto your hands. Draw yourself back. We're gonna go there, you know it, half splits or full splits. Be mindful, you're at home, I'm not there to help you back out of the splits, so take care of yourself. Starting at half splits, hands on the hips, you can forward fold. From here, if you'd like to play with taking it farther, wiggle that front foot out, sliding it to a place that feels acceptable to you and your body. Breathe wherever you find yourself. Last breath here. And then you'll gently pull that foot back in, the right foot. Rebend the right knee. Step it back to down dog. 2 huge breaths here. You should feel like your right side is much longer than your left side after all that. And then we'll balance it out a little bit. So take your left leg up and back. Bend the left knee. Ooh, get that nice stretch. Breathe as you lift your knee higher and higher, shoulders pointing at the mat if you can. And then we're taking it to lizard lunge. Step your left foot outside of the left hand. Good. Take it to the variation that feels nice for you. Lower that back knee. You could come down to forearms. Sinking into your chest, get heavy here. Come up to your hands. And then draw your weight back, setting up for half or full splits again. Straighten the left leg out front, flex those toes. Fold over the left leg. If you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, slide the left heel forward. Playfully, safely finding where it works for you. And then breathe and try to find some softness, some joy in this pose. Is that possible? Start to pull yourself back in. That left heel slides back. Rebend the left leg. Tuck the back toes under, lift up the knee. Step forward to fold in half at the top of the mat this time. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold in half. While we're down here, take it to Padahastasana. Put your hands under your feet. Toes are at the wrist. Lengthen on the inhale, look forward. And then on an exhale, pull yourself down. You're working towards straightening the legs here. Working for the head to be heavy. Smooth out any rough edges by breathing. All right, nice and easy. Release your hands. Tuck your chin to your chest, bend your knees. Roll yourself up to standing, strong legs. At the top, reach out and up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And breathe. Good, I see you doing the work right along with me. Great job, everybody. Let's take it into some balancing poses. So these balances will focus specifically on some hips, and there are lots of variations. We're gonna go into camper's pose. So put all the weight in your left foot to start. I like to hug the right knee up, and this is a check to make sure that the muscles of the leg and the hips and the hip flexors are doing the work, not necessarily your hands. But then turn that leg, and it comes into this camper's pose. It's kind of like a reverse figure four. The ankle is over the top of the knee. Hands come to your heart. And then smooth and steady, you can start to sit down like you're sitting into chair pose. I really like to stick my butt out back in this pose because it stretches deep into the right glutes and low back, piriformis, all that good stuff back there. You might bend into the standing leg a bit deeper, fold over. You may find that your forearms rest against your shin. Or if you'd like to take it deeper, you could drop your hands to the ground. You might straighten your standing leg and just enjoy this as a forward fold. Let's take 3 more breaths wherever you are. And then using all of your strength and control, as slow and smooth as possible, reverse yourself out of this. Rise back up. Lift the knee and place the right foot to the ground. Yeah, totally in control, right? Big breath here, shake it off. And then let's go do the other side. So stand strong on your right foot. That left knee draws up, left foot is flexed, everything is active. Turn the leg, make it into that figure 4 shape. Hands to the heart. Nice and steady. Sink in. Bending your standing leg. Let your chest and your heart lean forward as you stick your butt out back. Say hello to the stretch of the left glute. Send it some breath. Maybe forearms find the shin. Perhaps you drop the hands to the ground and straighten the standing leg. 3 more huge breaths. And then in smooth, slow reverse order, come back up. Hands toward the heart. Straighten the spine, stand up. Left knee hugs up towards your chest, so controlled. And then place it all down. Whew, great work, shake it off. Step to the top of your mat again. And here we go. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, both hands down, both feet step back. Hold here. High plank. All right, yogi's choice. You can hold in your high plank or you can join me with those lovely knee taps. Right knee, right tricep. Take it back. Left to left. Take it back. Right knee, right tricep. Left knee, left tricep. Let's do 2 more on each side. Building so much power and strength here. Down dog when you're ready. Whew. Breathe nice and big. Feel your heels softening down toward your mat. Feel your chest falling back toward your thighs. Breathe. On your next breath, bend your knees, look forward, separate float, and come right onto your seat. And then take your legs straight up to the front. Oh my goodness, time goes so fast when it's only a 45-minute class. Sit up nice and tall. Reach your arms up. We got 15 minutes left. We're gonna get some nice, good, deep stretches and a little bit of back bending. Lift up tall. Forward fold, right down over the middle, over your legs. Breathe. As you inhale, rise back up. Let's bring the bottoms of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Hold onto your ankles. Sit up as tall as you can, strong through your core, shoulders down, collarbones wide. And then pop up a little more on an inhale. Lead with your heart as you start to fold forward. Can your back stay flat? When you've gone to the very edge of where your back can stay flat, then let it go and round. Head can drop down, elbows press those legs down towards the ground. Get that good inner thigh, inner hip stretch. Breathe. You might even walk your hands out in front of you, getting a little heavier. On an inhale, rise back up. Bring your knees up, feet planted on the ground. Scoot yourself forward so you've got plenty of room behind you. Reach forward and lay yourself down. Good. When you get here, take a full body stretch. Reach long through your fingers and your toes. Oh, I always think that feels so good. And then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little rock side to side. Let's catch a ride up to seated. You can rock a few times on your spine if you like that. And when you're ready, come on up. Good. We're gonna take the legs wide open. You find what feels good or what your space at home allows for. Legs wide open. Really important here is let's keep the toes pointed up at the ceiling or even back behind you a little bit. But if you notice they start to roll inward, then do that work of opening, externally rotating from the femur way up there at the hip joint. Sit up nice and tall. Reach up to the sky. And forward fold right down the middle. So here's where those knees like to roll in. Take a peek at them. Keep them rolling open and out. And breathe. Bring yourself back up. Let's take the arms wide like a T. Turn so your whole chest, it's a twist. Your whole chest is pointing at the right leg. And then forward fold over that right leg like you're trying to touch your belly button to your knee. So there's really that twist happening. And then notice, did your left glutes and hips, your butt, pick up off the ground a little bit? If so, push it back down. Try to keep it rooted down as you fold over your right leg. Rise back up, arms out wide like a T. Same thing, other side. Twist your whole torso to the left. Belly button moving towards the knee. Fold over your left leg. Watch out that right hip doesn't pop up. Hands can drop down to the left leg. And you breathe. Hopefully this is giving you what it's giving me, a big, huge stretch into the back muscles, the low back, some of that lumbar spine stuff that gets so tight from sitting all day long. All right, bring yourself back up. Now we're gonna go side to side, but in a different way. So facing forward, arms out like a T. Let your right arm fall down and rest on the right thigh. For some of you, it may even go to the ground on the inside of the right thigh. And then the left arm reaches up and over. So now it's like we were trying to put your right ear on your knee, or maybe even your ankle. Keeping the chest opening, top shoulder is pulling back. We're not caving in, or this is a side bend instead of a forward fold. Use your inhale to rise back up. Side bending on the left side. Left arm resting on the leg or the ground. Right arm goes up and over. Keep your hips equally pressed down into the ground. Open that chest. Can you look all the way up to the sky or the ceiling? Oh, so good. Rise back up as you inhale. And then we're gonna bring the legs together. You can help them out a little bit if they need it. Sitting up nice and tall once again, arms reach forward. This is your only ab work I'm making you do for the rest of the time, so make it good. Round your spine, chin to chest. And then as slow as you can, lay down. One vertebrae hitting the ground at a time. Really stretching into that space in the back. Ooh, right there at the lumbar spine. All the way up through the top of your head. Once again, take that full body stretch. And then let's do a couple rounds of back bending. So bend your knees, feet to the mat. Fingers reach down until they're touching the heels or very, very close. Might need to move your ponytail holder. Exhale all your breath out. Inhale, lift your hips up. Tuck your shoulders underneath you. Interlace your hands and press the forearms into the mat. Lifting here. If you're feeling this painfully in your low back, make sure that you're still finding a sense of lengthening by moving your tailbone toward your heels as it goes up. One more breath. And lower yourself down. Take a moment, give it a little wiggle side to side, loosen things up. We'll go back and do that bridge again. If you're at home and you have a wheel and you'd like to take it up to that wheel, go ahead. Just know that we haven't really done a ton of stretching and stuff for the upper body, so it might feel a little stiff today. So if you're sitting with me at the bridge, knees are bent, fingers toward the heels, breath out. Inhale to lift. Tuck those shoulders under to lift, the hips high. Feel both feet equally pressed down into the mat. Breathing and lifting for 5, 4, a little higher, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Good, and then again, kind of a windshield wiper effect. Let the knees fall side to side. All right, from here, we're going to that Baddha Konasana with the legs. So bottoms of the feet together, knees fall open wide. And then I like to take the arms up over my head, really giving a lot of length and space into the torso. Let's see, how are you looking at home? If up over the head with the hands doesn't feel great, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly can be really nice and grounding as well. Breathe. Feel that rise and fall of your own breath. We'll take about 3 more breaths here. And then you'll bring your knees together. I like to put my hands behind my thighs and just give them that little nudge of assistance. Hug your right knee into your chest, straighten your left leg down to the ground. You might even kind of roll the knee back and forth, or the hip really, the femur in the hip joint. And then go ahead and pull it across your body to twist. So the right knee is falling towards the ground on the left side. The right arm extends out. And if you can, let the shoulders melt down toward the ground. Maybe close the eyes. 2 more big breaths here. Bring yourself back to the center. Switch your legs. So we hug the left knee, the right leg straightens down. And then take a moment again, move it back and forth a little bit. Feel the hip joint, feel the legs. And then when you're ready, guide the left knee across the right for a twist. Open the left arm and look back behind you towards that left hand. Breathe. Bring yourself back to the center. Hug both knees this time. Give both knees that nice tight squeeze. Rock a little side to side. Feel your back on the ground. Let's end this with a happy baby. So knees open wide, hands go in between the feet. I like to grab the big toes. Some people grab the outside edges of the feet or the arches. Doesn't really matter. Grab something around your foot. And then bring the feet towards the ceiling. Knees toward the armpits. Try to keep your head all the way down to your tailbone on the ground, the whole spine on the ground. And then these playful little rocks, side to side, can feel super nice, like a massage onto your back. The more the knees move toward the armpits, the more we accentuate the opening of the hips. Okay, from here, release yourself out for a Shavasana, legs to the ground. hands to the ground. Take up space with your body. Get nice and comfortable. Get all those little fixes and fidgets out of the way so that you can really settle into stillness. Feel the weight of your body against the ground. Feel your breath flowing in, chest rising, and flowing out, chest falling. Counting down 10 more breaths. Give yourself permission to just be still. Begin to deepen your breath. Invite movement back into the fingers and the toes. Let your head rock from side to side. As you inhale, stretch the arms up, reach through your toes. And then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Turn gently onto your right side. Let your head rest. It's so important to take this last moment of your practice today and tell yourself thank you. Give yourself that kindness and that gratitude for carving out this time to take care of yourself. And then you can make your way back up to seated. Nice and easy, sitting tall. Bring your hands toward your heart. Crown of the head is high. And we'll close out together with 3 breaths. We inhale. We exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bowing forward, we honor this practice of yoga for all it has to teach us. Mind, body, spirit on the mat and off. Thank you all so